Alright, hello everybody, welcome back to another MLH Fellowship video. This is week 2. Let me run through these 5 days really quick with you. Day 1 is the orientation hackathon demo day. So if you don't know the orientation hackathon, that's like the hackathon you will immediately have during the first week when you're joining the fellowship. So we demoed my group's orientation hackathon project, and it was a Chrome extension that used to block toxic comments. And since if you're in open source track, you are generally required to use at least one open source framework that you're gonna contribute. So we use something called Bento ML, which, to be honest, doesn't work that good. It's still really buggy, I would say. Doesn't work in a lot of time. And this model, it doesn't do what we want. After I train the model, because what ends up happening is the model should classify comment whether it's toxic or not. It's kind of assume it's toxic. I don't know, but it's gonna give you what kind of toxicness it is, quote unquote. For example, toxic, super toxic, identity hate, racism, or something. And that's what's supposed to happen, but what ends up happening is it just returns toxic for every input you have. So I don't know why that model can really be used as one of their tutorial. But well, you can take a look at our dev post project there, as well as the GitHub Toxic Block Plus, if you want to experience or something like that. All right. So day 2 was the project assignment. So recall me an open source data focus track. So for open source, you will contribute to one of their partners' open source technology. So what I assigned to is to Krypton. You can take a look that GitHub link to Krypton. It's a forked repository, so you can on that repository you can click on that little message to see the original repository there. So I watched the project kickoff recording. And the reason it's recording because I cannot show up due to some of my time conflict, but I got that resolved, so I can attend the meeting on 7 a.m. now, which still not really convenient, but since they are not available in the afternoon, I thought that 7 a.m. is the best. Alright, and then second, setting up the local development environment. I'm planning to use something called GitHub Codespace, which is something launched by GitHub I'm not sure, in the beginning of last year, but still in beta mode. I try to use that. But the Python version doesn't match because it wants 3.7.0, so I have to use to set up in my local VS Code. All right. Day 3 is something called show and tell. That's usually what happens every week. So basically, my pod leader gave us a show and tell talk, and the talk is focused on the Docker and Kubernetes. The talk was pretty good, concept-wise, but it's kind of really theoretic based. We see him do some interesting Docker stuff, but it would be great if he had prepared a live demo that we can code with him. I suppose that's gonna make it a little bit more interesting. I don't know, but but I really want in our pod need to do a show and tell. So I'm thinking, what show and tell should I do right now? If you have any idea, feel free to comment down below. But yeah, all right. Day 4 is just a daily stand-up, which is we fill the daily stand-up notes. We do that for every stand-up basically. And then we played a 2 truths and 1 lie game. That was pretty fun. Alright, and then day 5 is retrospective. Again, it's basically share the weekly summary, which we have red, yellow, green. Red, something you can do better next week, and it's blocking you. Yellow is like warning or something. Somewhere between red and green. Green is what goes well. But yeah, that's retrospective. And I want to spend a little bit more time to talk about Krypton. So Krypton is a framework for privacy preserving machine learning built on PyTorch. So I haven't really heard of Krypton, as it's not that as I mean it's maintained by Facebook Research, but I think Krypton is a pretty interesting project to work with because I want to learn something about like you know machine learning more. Since if you know my channel for a while, I mostly publish a lot of stuff regarding to web development. So it will be great to take a look how machine model works. It's maintained by Facebook Research and written, of course, in Python. All right, so that's the project I will be working with. Some of the for next 10 weeks of like this video gonna be focused on Krypton, maybe a lot. I started working on my first issue. Krypton is not as buggy as BentoML. In fact, it's much more better to work with. At least all of their tutorial do what they intended to do. There's still a few error because like the version compatibility or something, but well, that's Krypton, the project that we'll be working with for next 3 months or so. Alright, so that's MLH Fellowship Week 2. Hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you have any questions or comments. Feel free to comment down below. As always, stay safe and have a nice day. That's me, out.